Hello, my friends. I am excited to be learning with you about collective nouns. We know a lot about nouns. And since we know so much about nouns, you're going to do great with your skill this week. Okay, so first of all, can you remember what a noun is? What is it? Of course, it is a person, place, or thing, right? It's a word that we use for naming a person, a place, or a thing. All right, so read with me. Mars, man, cat, California, pencil, plant, Susan, Twix, delicious, Kevin, Monday, paper, pencil. Can you think of more nouns? I bet you can. Look around the room. Oh, wow. I'm sitting in a chair. That's a noun. Miss Morris is a noun. That's a proper noun because it needs a capital. I have a fish tank in my room. And guess what? Fish tank is a noun. Okay, we are going to learn more about different types of nouns. Nouns that describe a group of people or animals or a collection of people or things. Okay? These are special types of nouns. So, nouns that describe a group or a collection of people or things. We call these nouns collective nouns. All right, collective nouns. And here's the thing. You just have to memorize these, and there are so many of them. Can you guess what the collective noun is? Let's see. What would you call a group of bees? What do we call a group of bees? Whoa. A swarm of bees. So the word swarm talks about a group of bees. When we think of the word swarm or we see the word swarm, we're going to think of flying insects. A group of bees is a swarm of bees. Swarm is a collective noun. What do you call a group of flowers? A bunch of flowers. Sometimes we might even call it a bouquet of flowers. What do you call a group of bears? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have a big group of bears. When we're describing a group of bears or a collection of bears, it has a special name. A sleuth of bears. That's a tricky word. You have to memorize that a group of bears is called a sleuth of bears. What do you call a group of birds? Oh, look at this little slowpoke. Now we have some birds all together in a group, and that is called a flock of birds. The word flock is a collective noun. What about a group of bats? Bye-bye, bats. A group of bats is called a cloud of bats. That's a collective noun. What about a collection of books? Miss Morris loves to read, and I have quite a collection of books. When I'm talking about my collection of books, I could say I have a big stack of books. I also might call it a library of books. What about a group of boys? There might be a group of boys in this room right now. A blush of boys. Wow, what an interesting word. That's one I hadn't heard either. A blush of boys is a group of boys. What about a group of stairs? That dog, he's not playing. A group of stairs is called a flight of stairs. A group of butterflies. A group of butterflies is called a flight of butterflies. The word flight is a collective noun because it means a group of butterflies. What about a collection of cards? A collection of cards would be a deck of cards. I bet you've seen a deck of cards before. A collection of cars? Whoa, look at that last car. Something weird. But a collection of cars is a fleet of cars. What about a group of caterpillars? A group of caterpillars is called an army of caterpillars. How interesting. A group of kittens? A group of kittens is going to be called a litter of kittens. You've probably heard that word before. Maybe a cat that you know has given birth to a litter of kittens before. A group of kittens is a litter. Well, what about a group of chickens? A group of chickens is called a brood of chickens. What about a group of crocodiles? A float of crocodiles. There are so many different words to describe groups of things. What about a group of eggs? A group of eggs is a clutch of eggs. A group of witches? A group of witches is called a coven of witches. All right, it's quiz time. I want you to choose A, B, or C and let me know if you think that you can find the word that is talking about a group. What would you call a group of witches? A coven? A pack? Or a school of witches? I hope you said A, a coven of witches. What about a group of bees? A pod? A swarm? Or a pack? What did I say went with flying insects again? Ah, yes, a swarm of bees. What about a group of sheep? A troop? A flock? Or a pod? You've probably heard this word before. A flock of sheep refers to a group of sheep. What about a group of cars? Maybe that's stuck in traffic. A race? A street? Or a fleet of cars? I hope you remembered that a fleet of cars was a group of cars. What about a group of birds? A nest? A huddle? Or a flock? A flock of birds. Flock was used for another group of animals. Do you remember what that is? The word flock is a collective noun for birds, but also for, I hope you said sheep. A flock of sheep. What did we call a group of crocodiles? A pack, a float, or a hunt of crocodiles? A float of crocodiles. Boys and girls, collective nouns can be really fun, but they can be hard if you don't memorize or practice them. The best advice I can give you is to look over your classwork every day on this skill. Make sure you're memorizing. Sometimes collective nouns can work for more than one animal or thing, and that can make them tricky to memorize. The more you look at them, the easier it will become. Have a great week learning. Goodbye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.